another Peeping Skyhead podcast. In other words, it's called the Geek-Inspired Podcast with us, the SA Geeks, and of course, Tunes, which is below us today because we have another four
other people.
So, how this is going to work is we're not going to introduce them one by one. We're just going to go, welcome to the Molemen. How are you guys?
Hello. Oh, God.
Love that M. Yes, the stream is going to run a little bit differently today because we're going to have 6 people chatting, 7 if you include Kez and myself. There's going to be 6 screens though, so it's going to slow down slightly, but not enough to actually affect us all. Well, I hope.
One hopes, yeah.
Anyway, guys, we're going to get on with this. Firstly, tell us a little bit about the Molemen, whoever feels like, and who you are, obviously. Like starting can start.
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a mole man. I've been a mole man for 7 years now, taking it one day at a time. Mostly we're just a bunch of geeks who like to share our enthusiasm about the random stuff we're into. Anybody else want to chime in here? Because that's basically
we're
enthusiastic. No, you did wonderful on your own. No, but basically, the Molemen, if you tell us to come and do something geeky, we're probably going to go, why didn't you ask us sooner? It would have helped you set up, because we just love everything geeky, and hopefully through what we do, we can bring it to everybody else, and hopefully they'll bloody well join us so we can have more stuff.
It's true. And I'm like the latest addition, so I was the late joiner. It took me a while to get in. I was an honorary mole for a while.
was there some kind of exam you had to?
He resisted us.
Yeah, there was already like one of the moles that was sort of like co-hosted a podcast with me as well, and so I got the nepotism.
The nepotism entry. Yeah.
Also, he was not chairman.
Oh, yes, that too. I beat them in a game of stacking chairs and became their chairman. So
before he was even a mole.
Yeah,
that makes sense. How did the idea of the Molecast come about? Like, where does it begin? What's the origin story?
Yeah,
long time ago in 2013, a couple of people at Melville Outer Limits, that's what the MOL came out, started a HeroClix group called the Molemen. And it went fine for a few years, but as any game based on a WizKids product goes, it collapsed horribly under greed and mismanagement. And then Alistair and I eventually moved over to X-Wing, and we got a bunch of our LARPing buddies and friends involved, and then that became the Molemen X-Wing group. And then we decided to take that exclusive group and make a smaller exclusive group inside that exclusive group. And we were going to do podcasts about X-Wing. We did one. It was terrible. We decided we're going to do better things than that. And then January 2019, was it 2019? Last? Jeez, it's been a short a time. January 2019, we sat down in Sean's kitchen / dining room.
No, it wasn't. It was our secret Valcom bunker.
Sorry. In our secret bunker in Valcom, we sat down and we filmed our first board game play-alongs, and we've evolved ever since. Now we're media at Comic-Con Africa. It's pretty cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
What else do you?
And awesome segue there as well. So your experience with X-Wing. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Wait. Visual aids.
So,
oh shit!
While Karen goes to get to visual aids, X-Wing is a game where you get tiny little spaceships from the Star Wars universe, either Rebels or Empire or something like that, and you fly them against each other, going pew pew in your head while rolling dice at your friend to see if the ship explodes.
I've got a box handy.
Oh wait, they're in the drawer next to me here.
My somewhere that way. So yeah.
To those Scottish audiences and those to all the British audiences who do not know what X-Wing are, what's wrong with you? The game was made here.
Yeah, I mean, like, like
British community. I mean, what's the name? The European Gaming Expo, the European Nationals of X-Wing happened there.
Yeah.
I can't remember the French one. I think the Brits are more into their Warhammers, man. They have to be more like proud of that.
There's actual Warhammer stores here in like almost every
Yes. Glasgow and Edinburgh have two of the biggest Warhammer stores, and the rest of the small towns have lots of little Warhammer stores.
Yeah, I've seen. It's the weirdest thing. Like a friend of mine, like immigrated to like the south of England in this little like sleepy village in the middle of nowhere, and he was just like, "Hey, look what's on the main street," and it's just this photo of Games Workshop. I'm just like, "Wow,
dude!"
Wow.
Almost every high street here has that.
Yeah.
Almost every high street here in the UK has at least one Warhammer or board game store.
Something.
Yeah.
That's what the board game stores. Yeah. Well, I mean, that just means like bigger events, but it means less equal distribution or easy distribution of prize support from X-Wing events.
Get good, son.
Well, I mean, it was always nice that you got something, because if there's prizes for the top 32 and only 20 people show up,
we
nice, everybody gets something. You know?
I think
the first week is a little bit more.
Where did you finish? No, top 32.
That was always my favorite. It was always my favorite. There was the one card game, Legends of the Five Rings, and there's like 9 factions in it. And at every big tournament, there used to be like a winner, so like the best in clan and the worst in clan. Because South Africa was so small, you'd have one person playing like the Unicorn clan, and they'd win both just by playing. Because no matter where they came, they were the best. Because there, and wherever they came, they were also the worst because there's only one of them. So it's just like
interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had representation at L5R.
We had for a while, and then when like AEG sold it off to Fantasy Flight, and then it became a legacy card game instead, and like not enough people really got into that, unfortunately. So it's in the background. There's like 4 of us who play, maybe.
It's you, it's GOG 2000, and 2 other random people. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I was actually
sitting next to the Vampire the Masquerade card gamers soon.
Oh yes, but I mean, like they at least like there's a new one that's being released now again, and all sorts. So yeah.
Masquerade's awesome. I mean, I've always liked the Masquerade. I've actually always wanted to play the tabletop RPG because that looked quite interesting as well.
Oh, the RPG is great. The RPG is actually really great. A lot of fun. I've played that.
Depends on which era you play it in, whether it's like old like Vitesse or whether it's like what was after Vitesse? That was
there was the new Requiem as well, which was great.
Requiem. Requiem was not great.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I liked the setting. It was cool, man.
I like when they made the new Vampire and they were like, no, let's just go back to the old Masquerade lore. I was like, cool, I'm here for that.
So speaking about tabletop stuff, what made you guys decide to start creating content about tabletop stuff instead of other things?
Just because I think we spend so much time, so much of our spare non-working time doing it, really.
Yeah, and also there's not a lot of guys from South Africa that were tackling quite the same thing. So, it's something we're interested in and something that wasn't really being put out there. So, we'll put it out there.
Not from a South African side. We wanted to be like the South African Will Wheatons, but just cooler.
Yeah.
Will Wheatons.
And then I decided we need to have a presence at Icon last year. And then we did a con review video, which was pretty fun. Kevin, quickly, do the pop-up.
Oh, God damn it. Hello. I didn't know, but that was hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
Then we started doing con coverage, and that was amazing fun. And then we just started diversifying in other stuff and just making game shows, doing the food tasting things. We started really just experimenting with the fun we could have with it.
I mean, one of my favorite escapades we had. We went to a brewery because the guy was like, "Hey, we see," because myself and some of the Molemen are actually heavily involved in robot wars in South Africa as well. And whenever they have the things where they have robot wars, these guys are always selling beer. So Carrot was there the one day just filming us for a video, and all of a sudden he got to talking to this guy. So they invited us around to their brewery. So all of a sudden, hey, here the Molemen at a brewery.
Turns out he is in a board game, which is kind of our thing. So we managed to play the board game with the guy that's in the board game.
Oh, nice.
We did make a fatal mistake that day, though.
Yes.
No, he gave us free
After
beer.
Dylan and Kevin went in and went to pay for their beer, he's like, you guys drink free today.
It was a great day.
Dangerous times considering all like the beer fests and stuff.
It was a good day.
Oh, it was a great day for me. I wasn't driving, but that poor man's stuck.
I think for me, the thing with like you guys, before I joined you guys, which like made me like quite jealous, was like the time that I became the chairman was at the 24-hour stream, just the charity sort of stuff. You guys did the board game decathlon, which was like a really cool idea, honestly.
Oh god, never again Robo Rally.
I haven't played since.
For good reason.
No, you guys were lifesavers at that 24-hour stream. You guys really were. Honestly, you guys had a working kettle.
We were also working kettle with the healthy energy drink.
Oh my god! You still have those.
I still have 6 cans left. They gave us 5 cases.
So I think I might have drunk like a case on my own.
Yeah.
So I think in my career as a Moleman, I think I've drunk a case of those on my own, and every time I taste it, I'm like, nah, it's good. I'll have this one and no more.
It pairs really beautifully with gin. Just as a handy hint.
And I accept that because nothing pairs with gin except for like all the other booze and a Long Island iced tea, which drown it out.
No, it has the same floral fruitiness that gin does.
Yeah,
that's why it pairs.
It's really good.
Yeah, no, but again, you guys had the working kettle, so we were like, okay, let's go get some coffee, and then we'll go down to the Molemen and just use their kettle quickly.
Coffee machine.
We did.
Yeah.
But also what's great about that is we ended up seeing people instead of, just sitting waiting around in our little room. Like all of a sudden people coming to us. It's like, oh, good, we're not alone, we're not dead.
In our cave.
Yay.
Like everybody's up there doing their stuff and down in the basement are the Molemen.
Yeah.
The best thing about the charity stream was just like getting to know all the other people there. It was amazing. You didn't know there was that much of a community going on. And suddenly you're a part of it.
Well, on that, what did you guys feel? I mean, how did you guys feel about the stream?
Creators United.
Doing Creators United. How did you guys feel doing that stream and actually knowing that you were doing it, for a good cause, but in essence just doing it because there were so many other geeks out there doing it as well.
Yeah. It was great fun.
Yeah, I thought
round
it was.
Round about 5 a.m., the fun was starting to wear a bit thin.
Yeah.
Because unlike a lot of other people, we did a solid 24-hour stint.
Yeah, we were always on. It was.
I spent 2 hours with my face straight down on the mattress because I couldn't sleep.
Oh, wow. I had quite a bit of fun there. It was like the second one that I had been at. And yeah, like I think it's always good like to see the amount of people there, a lot of little things to interact with and like get to know others. And, as always, like a good cause, which is always helpful with that. I think we could get by with a lot more of doing those kinds of things. And, you see guys like Gork or a lot of other streamers who do those like sort of charity streams, raising quite a bit for like really good causes.
Yeah.
So will you, as the Molemen, one day do your own charity stream or organize something for?
Dylan and I have an idea for a charity event. The Purple Poiky. What was the third P? The Purple Poiky Pig Out.
The Purple Poiky
Pig Out.
Yeah, I think it might have been something like that. We'll work on the name, we promise.
We want to have a social media streamer Poiky course contest.
and everybody makes their
idea.
poiki, and people pitch up, and you pay a little amount for your bowl, and you walk away with your food, and all of that money goes to a charity. We obviously need to
stream it as you go.
details, but yeah,
that's pretty epic.
Yeah, I think we missed out on like this year just to all of like the COVID sort of stuff that hit. But there was not going to be a Durban icon this year, and the guys were like, "Well, Moles, we know you guys like running events and stuff. Why don't you come down and do something for that?" And that would have been also something like a bit of an in-person thing of getting things up and running with that. I think.
Yeah, we had a nice little sort of mini con kind of thing planned.
Yeah, we're gonna have
I wouldn't go as far as con, but yeah,
twists on tournaments.
Yeah, demo board games, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah, but unfortunately, no, stay in your homes, please.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially you,
Don't
Dylan.
touch my board game pieces, they're mine.
So I've noticed that you guys have been streaming a lot. It's obviously not one of the questions, and I just thought of it now. What made you guys decide to join the Twitch bandwagon and put the Molemen on Twitch for everyone to see what you guys were getting
big
up to
C.
during lockdown?
Totally. I think it was the new blood of me arriving and kind of being like, guys, do the streaming stuff, and then poking, and then getting a channel up, and then poking some more, and then us getting into a flow. And I think like everyone's like taken a good part in that. We've got the like the streams that Carrot's been running with the debates, which have been a lot of fun to like watch. We've been doing like Jackbox on the weekends, which is always a laugh and a half sort of thing there, and just general other things. But I think a lot of it since like COVID sort of cut in was just, hey, we miss playing games with each other. Let's just find a place to do it. And hey, if we want to stream it during that as well, all the better.
There's also a little bit of necessity. We had to do something. We can't get together to film stuff. We can't get together to play a couple of to review a board game together or to do a cooking challenge. So we need to do something. You got to keep staying relevant and doing your thing. So yeah, Twitch was the right place to go and do that and start doing that live.
Yeah, lockdown prevented us from doing the content we normally do, so we just moved it all digital.
no, but not just that. I mean, on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Fridays, pretty much most of the week we were going out to do these things anyway. So we might as well do them with the friends we were going to do them with anyway, and have other people join us and get some sort of vibe going with the community, and hopefully some other people will go, hey, these people are stupid enough for me to be entertained to watch for an hour or two. Yay!
Affiliate.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys get affiliates?
So
We did.
Man,
what happens is just a case of ESCOM being nice to you and keeping the power on.
Oh yeah, we
Well,
lost a few streams during the week because of ESCOM.
we got affiliate while being like blocked by power and stuff. So it's just this, like, okay, well, we've got it. Let me just quickly log in so we can just update the system on their side. Okay, cool.
Well, the Molemen, we've actually got a nice spread of where people in the Molemen live. So we've got little bastions of, oh no, you can't do the stream. All my settings are correct, right? Okay, cool. Quickly, you're doing it tonight. Okay, cool. Click button. Does it look right? That was
Watching the stream going, no, change that. Go back.
that was me last time.
For the intro music, guys.
It's happening.
I wasn't listening. I was just watching.
Oh, that's wrong. Go back.
have you guys thought about streaming D&D or even potentially LARPing?
So, like, I've sort of like been there before with it. When the Nexus was trying to kind of get their digital platform stuff around it, and I think we've done it also. Kind of, there's been the fiasco videos and kind of things like that, which kind of are very in line with that.
Halloween special.
Yeah, but it's just a very saturated market. It really is. To get eyes on it is very difficult.
We had a very serious conversation about doing a D&D sort of thing, or even doing a D&D kind of series. But in the end, it is largely because the market is quite saturated with it at the moment.
Yeah. If you think about it, like there's very few groups, and even like South African groups, you can kind of think of as it's like Dum Dum Die, and that's like it for people who've actually made it as a long running continuous series and get viewers. And if you look at the international market there, you can kind of like, there's a couple of there which like the bigger YouTubers play, but they already have their audience and they draw a lot of in there.
Yeah,
and I think
our own special hook right now, trying to find our space.
Yeah, and I think there's also, in my opinion, and I don't know, it is just this very much a feeling of, if you're not a Matthew Mercer GM, if you're not like of that level sort of thing, and there's these very bright and over-the-top characters, you just don't draw the viewership as well. And I don't think it's like something that we couldn't do. It's just something that I don't think we get as much traction on.
Well, I know there are plans for it at some point, but Fish is deep in the drawing boards, and I think he's about there in the waste paper at the moment. So he's still working on it.
We currently have we have 3 production environments at the moment. Fish is the tabletop and wargaming section. Alistair is board games, and then I am more real world angle stuff.
So like LARPing and stuff.
No, it's like I would the fantastic fast food feast that we started doing lately, where we'll do blind taste tests and stuff. You should know that. That was a fun one. I was really looking forward to doing more of them and like couples versions of the thing and everything. And then lockdown hit right on that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And of course, our absolute favorite thing was the con coverage. We had real fun with that stuff. And Comic-Con Africa made that. My mission at Comic-Con Africa was by the evening of every day to have a video uploaded and out there again, which I managed to achieve.
Well, I usually join Carrot for that because it literally means Carrot and myself walk everywhere with the brand new passes that we've never had before and go, media, we can play, yes? And then you walk in.
I stand here. I'm allowed.
Take the media pass and run before they realize what they've done.
Yeah, run away quickly.
So
they're not used to being puns.
so it was literally like letting 2 5-year-old or 3 or 4 5-year-old children run around a con and do whatever they wanted. It's actually something special.
It's within reason.
We have to tell you the story of the interview.
Oh yes, the famous interview.
So we're all on the main floor of Comic-Con Africa by the main stage, and we're just like, cool, we've kind of done what we need to do today. We're just going to go our separate ways. Kevin, Dylan, you can hold the mic with you. I don't care. I'm just going to take the camera back upstairs. And then Claire gives me a call. And she says simply, where are you right now? I have an interview for you. And that's all she had to say. Because then I knew exactly what was happening. And then it was panic. Because the microphone went off with those guys. I've got the camera. I have no idea where I'm going right now. Claire just says head in this direction. So I'm calling Kevin and Dylan going, guys, I need you to bring the microphone where? I think. I'm not, just meet me. Just meet me. And then it's Dylan and Kev.
And I was on my own as well, because then they phoned me and they say, you got to go and meet Carrot. And I said, okay, I will go and meet Carrot. Where must I meet Carrot? And they tell me where, and it's miles away. It's on the other side of Gallagher Estate, not the other side of the con, the other side of the land that the convention center is on. And they're like, and you must run. You've got like 2 minutes. So I run the whole way there. My poor geeky body, I'm busy like huffing and puffing and dying. Carrot looks at me and goes, "Where's the microphone?" I said, "What microphone?"
Also, what they don't tell you about this is this was through 2 areas where you had to like walk up a media pass to get through. So it wasn't even the easiest place to find. Yeah, like, may I walk through a fence, please? It was ridiculous, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And then Kevin comes back with the microphone, and it's just like, guys, we have an exclusive interview with William Shatner. It was just, I'm sitting there, and it's like, it's that moment of like, I can't believe this happened. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. I'm about to ask Shatner questions. What do I ask him? Oh,
That's why you
that's
should
good.
always be prepared just in case.
Oh yeah, like I was prepared for Remedy 5.
Yeah, I know.
I got a fun interview out of that, man. It was pretty good, but now we know you don't ask him more than 2 Star Trek questions, otherwise he gets pissed.
Oh dear.
I'm just waiting for the digital like things at this Comic Con, and we need to get an interview with Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
You know that every single person is going to get that question to him of just the Montreal screw job, and he's just going to look at us with dead like stare.
I would be like, so Mr. Hitman Hart, how many people have you killed?
How many contracts have you
Maybe that's
fulfilled?
an idea.
Or not?
Like I said,
Do you really
if
know
we're
how to
ever
use
lucky, if we're ever lucky enough to interview Patrick Stewart, I have my question locked and loaded. It's like
No, they
people say you don't seem to age very much, but I have a picture of you here as a younger man, and then I'll show a picture of James McAvoy.
Oh no. No,
You
please.
say, no, you see, for Patrick Stewart, there are no questions. You walk up, you shake his hand, you say thank you, and you leave.
Yeah,
Respectful
he's
character.
already answered all your questions.
Yeah.
Yes, he has, as Captain Picard.
I wonder what he
One
said
look
to
is
bring
one-
up the tea,
one
and he's like,
question.
what kind of tea is it?
Oh, great. Hot.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to regain control of our podcast. I know you guys said that you want to invade it,
Take
but we need
over.
to regain control.
Yeah.
Chair belongs, well, at the moment with Kez. There are 3 captain's chairs. There's Tunes, myself, and Kez.
It's really cool, but we do need to get it back on
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Kez must regain power.
Those
Kez
of you who
must
don't know,
assume
that was-
direct control.
So, how do you think
Right here.
COVID and lockdown has changed the world of tabletop games? And when obviously things open up and all the levels go down, to change LARPing and cons and stuff like that. What is your opinion on that? How do you think everything has and will change in the future?
Yeah, I think it's been an interesting one. Just seeing at the moment, like Gen Con is doing everything online this year, and a bunch of other conventions are doing like similar. It's been an interesting one for the tabletop scene in that people are getting more familiar with things like Tabletop Simulator, or it's Vassal, I think is the other one that a lot of people will use. And just getting like digital tournaments going. So, you know, one of the moles, Sean, has run an X-Wing tournament completely online. Dylan has run a Star Wars Legion tournament completely online. There's a number of leagues and sort of stuff that have happened from there. And I kind of foresee that if those tools stay getting like made better and better during this, we might start seeing more leagues and more like conventions and stuff have that sort of digital footprint for their board gaming and such. I think there's a lot of space for companies to actually kind of get their own space in there, because a lot of it's, you know, like just third parties who've kind of gone like, oh, that model looks kind of cool, I'm going to make a digital version of it instead of being an official one, which I know a lot of them, I suspect, would have cracked down on if it wasn't for it being COVID. But I think, at least from my side, I think the cons and such, I wonder how quickly populated they are going to be again. But if anything from like scenes from America or even just, you know, beaches across Africa, I think people get back in there quite quickly. I wonder with like LARPing and sort of stuff there, if there's going to be like more sort of, hey, you need to wipe down the weapons between monster slots and stuff like that.
Everybody carries a two-handed weapon. That's maximum reach.
Yes.
So,
Everyone has to be
melee-
still.
no
Everyone has to
melee
be made.
range.
Throw stuff at each other.
one of the things that I've actually noticed about the whole lockdown, nobody being able to get out and things like that, with the digital gaming and stuff, I've like with my Star Wars league that a tournament that I ran, you're actually getting a lot of people that normally wouldn't be able to come and play, being able to play in the tournament. So it actually seems like it's giving it a little bit more of a boost in the people it's getting to. And I actually think that after all of this is down, it might actually give a little bit of a boost to real life participation as well, because you've now played your games with something that you don't actually really have to pay for. And now you know if you really do like it or not, so you can actually engage with the real community in real time. You've gotten to know them outside of the real life equation. So now you can get to know them in real life, and they'll give you the tips and all of that, because you now know who's who and who you can chat to and things like that. The LARPing side, I haven't really been involved in for a while, so I can't really comment, to be honest.
I mean, like we tried to run like the last meet event, like right up until because it was going to fall over the weekend, like just before they actually announced the lockdown and everything. And the amount of like, just medical sort of like opinions and stuff we had to get of like, okay, can we actually do this? Can we make sure that people are going to be safe and etc. And it was going to be running all the way up until like, the lockdown restrictions were put in place. And it's like, okay, well, no, it's just that much of a thing. We can't risk it. I think it'll be interesting to see which is going to be the first local convention that actually runs, and what they do. And I don't know if you guys have been watching like any of like the like tabletop tactics or any of those guys that kind of like trying to like play like Warhammer under COVID restrictions and stuff. And it's just like this one guy on the one side of the table with the camera constantly trying to keep 2 meters away from the other person. Each person having like their own dice bag, like only being able to touch their own models and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if in like as the lockdown kind of winds down and the stages sort of get moved through, if we don't see similar stuff happening where you have these restrictions of, okay, well, you have to keep this distance, you have to be wearing a mask, you have to be wearing like gloves and stuff, you can only touch your own models and stuff. It's going to be an interesting time, I think, in that like in between period as well.
Yeah, it seems like it would be.
I can say one thing though. No ship bumping in Tabletop Simulator. No accidental.
Yeah.
No flipping the table.
Although I did actually accidentally delete the wrong model in Dylan's tournament. So, there is still the odd bumping of models, even in the virtual space. Or at least I managed to.
But in this case, it's more of a bump, bang!
What kind of, what's each of you guys' favorite archetypes to play in either a video game or a tabletop game or LARPing?
Borderline insane, potentially gay.
Oh, Bjarni.
Borderline insane. Is that? I don't think that's an archetype. That's a state of mind.
Yes, no. Bjarni was one of the best things I ever created. It was a brain fart LARPing character that just became so awesome because I was just like, my character is going to be absolutely convinced he is the king's brother. And then you give Plot the wonder of, by the way, I remember nothing. Everything's a blank to me. And then Plot just goes, oh, really? We're going to have fun with it. It was glorious stuff. Glorious stuff.
And
and then every event I would change my personality. It was glorious. I could be anybody I wanted to be.
Yeah.
It's the Malkavian way of playing.
That is so Malkavian, yeah.
What about you, Dylan?
So for myself, I'd have to be the dumb, bashy tryhard.
Eager to please.
Yeah, I played a dumb barbarian. I literally was. I've been concussed far too many times as that character. My name was Hummerin.
What are those bells moving every time you get concussed?
Well, my whole objective was, oh, look, that thing's moving over there. And I go hit it, beat it, and then it would stop moving. And at one point, I'd even throw into my face so I could foam at the mouth, and just as an excuse to go bat and hit everybody around me, even my friends, because it was fun.
Oi.
That's the archetype I usually play.
For me, like it's depending on sort of thing. So if like computer gaming sort of stuff, I'm always the tank. It's just the role I identify and like enjoy the most, of just like, I can take this and just lead the group through this. Like LARPing and sort of stuff, I usually play it like on the good guy side sort of like thing, just being like the more law-abiding, okay, let's actually do the right thing here, guys. But I have played a fair number of like Cranes, or like to go back into the vampire sort of thing, Ventru, of just like trying to be a bit more manipulative and scheming, but also kind of a lot of wordplay and stuff like that. That's a lot of stuff that I enjoy.
Yeah, on the LARP side, I did a lot of NPCing, perma NPCing, which was quite fun because you can they just give you the stuff and you're overpowered as all hell. So that's also, you know, you get to spend a great weekend where everybody is having a fight and you can sort of just walk through and go, okay, well, you die. You die. Oh, you hit me, but I'm so overpowered it does nothing. But you can die now. And you know, they'll give you a couple of speeches to make, which is a lot of fun. It also ties in with my general role playing of murder hobo. You know.
Well, we all sort of played the archetype at our most recent LARP, that overnight one with ambrosia cocktails.
That was a lot of fun.
I missed that one, unfortunately.
I totally played the archetype. I was the Tooth Fairy. I was the main god.
I was Papa Nurgle.
Yeah, I went to Slanesh. That was a lot of fun. Yeah,
I was going to be Siege.
That's okay. You were there. No, wait, it was Greg's one.
I was kind of. If Greg's there, I'm there. We've established this.
No, if Greg wasn't there, Danelle was subbing for Greg, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But still Siege.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so you guys are all content creators. We're content creators too.
Are we? Really?
Well, I
Fortunately.
fucking hope so, otherwise why are we on Twitch?
Well,
Anyway. In your opinion, this is how it's written. I can't believe it's in your opinion. I would have just said, how do you guys think content creation has changed over the years that you guys have been content creators?
It's become easier and more difficult at the same time because anybody can do it now, but because there's so many voices out there, it's starting to get difficult to be heard.
yeah. Anybody can do it, so everybody is.
Yeah.
You
all
know,
you
so
need
if
is
you
the
need-
internet connection and a game and that's it.
Yeah. It's like you'll
I think
notice that we got Ghost of Tsushima, but we're not playing it on stream.
I've done both. Play on and off stream.
I think a big thing around there is just like there are more voices in there, which is nice. You get a more variety. It's not just, you know, the same like ubiquitous Irish YouTuber or some like European YouTuber who's doing something playing Minecraft anymore. You know, it's
Very
now
adequately avoiding naming people.
yes, must or just the jump scares, sort of like people like with their, you know, you've now got a lot more women doing streaming. You've got a lot more just like people from Africa, people from sort of like more third world kind of places, where, you know, our voices haven't really been heard on the international like stage all that well yet. And I think a lot of people are starting to like kind of pick that out now. We're in a decent-ish time zone for Europe, not so much for American audiences, but you know, I think because it's become this more prevalent thing, it's nice. You get to see a lot more and kind of be involved with a lot more. I think that's the other big thing is like the community's shot up and grown like dramatically since this first started. And you can kind of see the little ties and little overlaps between everyone. And it's great because it's also become a lot more, you know, as you kind of like we're here on your guys' show sort of like thing, there's a more interplay and more willingness for that as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, you'll notice one thing if you guys ever had to come this side. Okay, England not so much, but definitely Scotland. People will mistake you for Australian often, so you will no longer be South African, you will be Australian.
That's
That
okay,
is a
mate.
true story. Yeah.
Just like make sure you have Vegemite on you all the time. I don't know.
Marmite, Bovril, I don't know what you call it. It's all disgusting.
No, salt paste is gross.
I love it. It's great.
There's always one. There's always one.
Hey, stop talking Vegemite up or I'll tell people about your shoes.
I'm talking about Marmite, bro. It's better than Vegemite. It's salty.
Well, found
We're having a
the
debate about
what-
Vegemite.
links, but it's actually called. Well, in South Africa, it's known as Axe deodorant, but here it's called Lynx, and
Oh
it's
my
Marmite
God.
flavor.
It
What?
smells like Marmite.
Ew.
Who the fuck wants to smell
Why
like
do
Marmite?
smell like Marmite?
I remember when we cool kids still used Ego body spray.
Indeed, yeah.
Eco effect.
That's
With the
awesome.
Marmite flavoring.
That's not too much. We can't be puffed up and seem like we're or feel like we're actually better than we are. So they're like, no, you can't have it. You're going to have it.
That links.
Which might work.
Yeah.
Because now you got an axe. Now you feel like a rock star. Now,
Kez, do you know what that links is for? It's like if you're too powerful, you need to nerf yourself. You're just like, okay, I need to spray myself with Marmite. Otherwise,
I think
Like,
they
I
were too
just
busy
need to-
wondering if they could and didn't stop to think if they
if
should.
they should.
Yeah.
See, the only problem with that is every dude that walks past me, I'd be like, yes, I could do with a piece of toast in Marmite right now. Maybe a little bit of cheese.
You're going for the
Don't
girls
taste
who
it.
haven't eaten enough and just go, he smells tasty.
Or the Ozophile.
you walk up to them and go,
That looks awful.
Put it in the chat if you can see it, then you'll see what it looks like.
it is the fucking strangest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I
Yeah.
cannot believe they have a Marmite body spray.
For all the lovers.
For who?
It's like, oh, I think girls out there.
Wait, no. This is different. This is links Africa and Marmite.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. What is Africa?
I don't know what does the Africa have to do with the Marmite?
It's the only deodorant that comes in really handy at the end of the month when you're starving and you're sick of just plain toast. You just
Yeah. Dual purpose. Yeah. It's like on the 23rd, you pull out the links. Yeah.
Yeah, no, when you've got no more salt on those salty cracks. Just spray it.
I just want to say, you all remember that Salty Cracks commercial.
Yeah, no.
But my question is what does Africa smell like? I mean, we live
Well,
Apparently like Marmite.
Apparently, like Marmite.
at the moment quite fresh because everybody has to stay off the road, so it's a little less polluted.
there. Yeah, dude. You know what? It's like if they had to say, what does Scotland smell like? It's like when you drive through our area, it smells like cow manure.
I know, for me, it'd be peat. Definitely peat.
I don't get it. But that to me was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen was that Africa and Marmite.
Marmite.
What the hell?
To be honest, I'm jealous that you get such cool things.
Don't wear that.
No, but I'm jealous that you get such cool things.
I think I know what's going to be my next what the fact.
Dylan, your definition of cool things and our definition of cool things are not the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Different WhatsApp groups here.
there's so many weird things.
There's so
here,
much
like,
weird shit here, dude. We'll send it to you. You just ask and we'll send pictures of what.
No, we can make this a monthly thing. Weird shit I found for Dylan, and we just have like a YouTube episode every month.
Do it. This is the next best thing.
Dylan, we still have to do the peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich.
I will murder you.
Why? Why would you do that? Why?
No. Peanut butter, mayonnaise, and onion.
yes.
Oh yeah,
that was-
onion. I forgot about the onion.
Bloody hell.
This makes me angry. Just makes me angry.
You don't kill peanut butter with mayonnaise and onions. Ugh.
Yeah, no.
I really tried.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, that's making me just think about it.
Let's stop disgusting.
Yeah,
Let's stop discussing disgusting things
That pudding sounds amazing.
and get
You
back
actually have
to.
no idea. It tastes really awesome.
I can believe it, because
That stuff is so awesome.
it's all the cool umami from the iron in the blood. It's amazing. I really want to try it.
It's actually
You can do that.
but it's all fried.
It's fried
There's
out.
going
It's
to be a
actually
new
really nice.
section on the Molecast YouTube going like, what does that taste like?
I mean, you guys are in Scotland. Everything has to be deep fried. Like It's just
Yeah.
awesome tropical cuisine.
Fucking deep fried.
Fried.
She took a bite out of the oil. It was like, what the? What are they fried with? In fire.
Yeah, like lockdown stuff you wouldn't have like maybe seen or something, but like, do they still have those like? It's sort of like this food cart sales where all they do is they just batter and deep fry whatever you bring to them. That's their service.
They still have those.
They're not operating now though, but they're around.
Yeah, and also thankfully nowhere near us. It's only in the main town Kilmarnock up at the top there. It's nowhere near us, so we're good.
That's not thankfully, that's a tragedy. I'd be there every day with new things. I'd be there every day with
just random stuff. Fry this. Are you going to eat it? No, but just fry it anyway.
Why is it?
Just rock up with an ice cube.
Combs, all kinds of crap, just fry it up. Go on.
I would legit just rock up with an ice cube and be like, deep fry this and give it back to me.
Black Label. That could deep fry.
Mm.
Yeah, but it'll be one of those nice long ones because you got to pour it in, so it'll like.
What, like a churro?
Okay.
That's the ones.
No wonder why they die of heart attacks at like 30.
Because they've lived so well.
Yeah.
Returning to the questions.
Yes.
What is the most recent book you've read? We'll start with Carrot, then you guys can go around from there.
Okay.
Stephen Baxter, The Long Earth. I am a total and utter Pratchett file. Have the whole collection.
Yeah. Have you? Have you just started The Long Earth? Have you read any of the other books yet? Or was that the
Long Earth? I need to get. I've started like the first 3 chapters of The Long War.
Yeah.
And then there's 3 more books on my shelf that need attention.
Yes, yeah, that was a good series. I enjoyed it a lot. It felt very Douglas Adamsy in a lot of ways, but you could see Pratchett's like influence everywhere. It was great.
Yeah, no, Pratchett's the Pratchett is always the social conscience. He will rage against anything that is wrong, and you see a lot of that in the Long Earth series.
Yeah, the Long War is interesting for that as well.
Slow reaction there.
Helen, is the most recent book you still read the South African zombie apocalypse?
No, the most recent book. So the most recent book I've listened to is The Silmarillion. The most recent book that I've read is the Last Discworld novel. That brought tears to my eyes. That made me cry inside and outside so badly.
No, like, I gave you the book, and then you're like, I have to read it. It's like, God, I'm gonna have to read it now.
No,
it's finally over.
The tears they stole down the gun. Oh, it was beautiful though. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It was fucking hard to understand in the beginning, but then you start catching on eventually.
And then you just spend the last half of the book like with a wet pillow because you can't stop crying.
No, the book started hard, man. First 2 or 3 chapters, and you're already going, no.
Nope.
From then on, just tears.
Reaching for the tissue.
Gosh, I got like stuck thinking here of like whether I can't remember it because now it's either that I last read Raising Steam or the Last Utopia, which is the last one of that series.
The Long Utopia.
Long Utopia. So it's either that one or it's Raising Steam that I actually is like the last book I read.
Both Pratchett's, I approve.
I read The Testaments, which is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, which I read just before that.
Okay.
Yeah, The Handmaid's Tale. Interesting. Handmaid's Tale came out in 1985, I think. Jeez. And The Testaments was written in 2019, obviously on the back of the success of the TV show. Yeah. It was good. Enjoyed it. It was brutal, but it was good.
So, since you guys are such a wide variety of Molemen, this is like a different answer it how you feel. or where you feel you fit in the most. If you had to become a character in either of the games, D&D or whatever you guys play, which character would that be?
In real life.
In real life, and why?
So, like, if you had to go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow as your favorite character, who would that be and why?
Would we be in their world?
Yeah, in world.
In their world or in our world?
In our
world.
In our world. Okay, that changes things.
That does change things.
Jedi. It's an easy answer.
Just random Jedi.
It is easy, isn't it? Yeah.
See who just
Damn, your hard question.
I'd love to wake up in the Pokemon world and start catching Pokemon, but it's this world, and this world sucks.
You want to be a Jedi.
but Kevin, then we have to be celibate.
Ooh.
Anakin wasn't.
I was gonna say, do you though?
There's no other Jedi here to keep you accountable.
You know what? I know it sounds terrible, but I'd do it in the Dune universe. I'd become, like Paul Atreides.
Yeah, but in Johannesburg.
Yeah, in Johannesburg.
That's like,
No spice here, brother. Always that.
Yeah.
Unless you want that spice.
I've got cinnamon in my
Not
kitchen.
gonna judge.
I've got cinnamon in my kitchen. Don't ruin my dreams.
I have chosen. I would like to be Sherlock Holmes in this world because I'm generally unobservant and slow to pick up on stuff. I'd like to improve that skill in real life.
that would be cool. That would be
I
cool.
want to have.
I'll piggyback off of Kevin's one that I've had some thought. Revan from like the Old Republic, like in this world would be great because then you have all the Force, but you don't have all of the Jedi stuff, and you've got some of the Sith training as well. It'd be great.
But we don't have
some of the grey Jedi kind of vibes, where you can still use the Jedi mind trick, but you can just use it at the shops for them to give you stuff. We're the dark side, we use lightning. We're the good guys, we use mind control. That's much better.
Yes.
Also, at this point, I just have to point out Scrooge McDuck, guys. I really want to be Scrooge McDuck. That's a great real-life superpower.
But would his money transfer over between his world and this world if he became?
The better question is, would he be a duck? That's like
yes, that too. Like Dalton Duck, you'd be like experimented on.
Yeah, you'd be Howard the Duck.
Laid in the Marvel universe, Dylan the Duck can get laid in this one.
Finally!
Make the money though. So
But Scrooge knows how to make money. He'll just make more.
Yeah, he'll give you all the business savvy.
Yeah.
But is there anything interesting that you guys have been watching on TV or movies or anything like that?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching Star Trek through again.
which one? Here,
I've been watching a lot Pokemon, Super Wings, PJ Masks.
Is a
The
kid
3-year-old owns the TV.
I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels that show people living in ancient lives, like they go into live a year in a Victorian household, or they live in a medieval household for a year and things like that. Because I studied archaeology, and that stuff really, really interests me. And it was terrible, guys. Electricity is great, and plumbing's even better.
That's true. It's very true.
Technology.
Don't take my toilet away.
These are the unspoken hazards of a zombie apocalypse.
Where do
You guys are getting them, dude. You guys all train for this kind of stuff, so you're good.
It's true.
Dylan leads the zombie apocalypse crew. He read the books.
Yes. No, I recently watched Snowpiercer. The series is pretty good on Netflix. And also watched that Charlize Theron movie, The Old Guard, last night. That was a lot of fun, actually. Yeah.
I heard it was good.
Interesting premise. So
Have you watched the Snowpiercer film?
I haven't, but I want to now. So
Oh, dude, it was amazing. And my favorite thing was, if you go on YouTube, you will find a video explaining to you how Snowpiercer is actually a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's amazing.
I don't know. Considering the director is the same guy who did Parasite, I don't know. But he loves class warfare.
The parallels they draw are amazing.
Okay. I'll make sure to watch and then watch.
Well, I think one of ours that we're going to start watching soon, Kes doesn't know about this yet though, is Dune. It's just come out on Amazon, so we're going to start watching it.
I was wondering when that was going to start.
I approve wholeheartedly. It is my favorite sci-fi series of all time.
Even
Dude, I love
after the first book? Because it got weird. Oh.
My favorite book is The God Emperor of Dune, which is actually the third or fourth in the series. I think it's the fourth.
Just so you know, Kes hated it for good reason though. It was so boring. But I've just
I have a theory that if I fall asleep through a movie, it is bad.
So yes, the films were
Makes
terrible.
sense.
The books are great. So hopefully the series will do the books justice.
The books are so awesome.
However, the old sci-fi TV series from like the 90s is actually really, really good for Dune. They do Dune and Children of Dune
Yeah.
as well.
Oh.
Very, very good.
I'd love to see that. To be honest.
Old 90s sci-fi
Yeah.
budget and everything, which is great.
I remember watching that, but I think it got a little bit washed out by Stargate at the time, because it came out at a very similar time to Stargate.
Yes.
Did you ever see the Dune where they did the costumes were done by Geiger?
Yes.
That was like the 80s movie, wasn't it?
That's for 1985. They changed
That
it.
didn't get made. Yeah.
Yeah. But the costumes were amazing.
You know what Tunes is in this whole thing?
The nodding head.
He's the moderator.
There's 7 people on the podcast. I'm just trying to give people space.
You don't want to do that with the Molecast. We'll just take it all.
You just take all.
Yeah, we go to the space provided.
All right, guys. Are we doing the last question?
Do the last question.
Okay. So where do you guys see the Molecast and the Molemen being in 5 to 10 years? What's the plan?
Global.
Not where we expect it to be, because I can tell you 1 year ago we didn't expect to be where we are now.
Yeah, I thought we'd have 6 followers, and bear in mind there's 8 of us, so
2 of you guys were like, I'm not doing this.
Don't follow us.
Well, watching how everything's going, I do expect us to, how can I put it, be somewhere better than we are at the moment. Like where we are now is fantastic. It's great. Everybody's interacting with us. We're making friends. It's great. It's like yeah. But like in 5 years, I'm hoping that we'll be established in the community and we'll be able to just go, hey guys, we're doing this thing, and then everybody's like, yeah, we'll help you do that thing, and that's where I'm hoping we'll be in like 5 years. Is like something awesome in the community and making sure that the community still goes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if we can carry on growing we are very, very pleased and happy and grateful for the love we have been shown and how we've grown so far. So if we can carry on doing that, I think that's great for us.
Yeah, I think personally, I'd love for it, like as guys so mentioned, is to eventually get like a point of having like international travel. You know, like being able to do a Gen Con video, or doing a Gamescom video, or doing like those sort of like things there. I think that is definitely something we can like kind of try and look forward to.
The end goal here is this is my job.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If you could take it over, that's going to be difficult.
Please fall in love with these faiths.
Yeah.
That's why everybody out there, please fall in love with these faiths. We need you to.
No, I'm behind the camera.
He says while sitting on camera.
You don't understand the horrible feeling of editing yourself for hours on end. It's one of the reasons I'm behind the camera.
I do understand this.
See? Editing yourself hours on end, you're just like, I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
Just
I used to record music quite a lot, so I know all about hearing yourself.
Like, like that? Did it look like that? Did that really happen?
And then
Can I
she
go
wonders
back and
why I
fix
say I
that?
don't sing well.
Can we re-record it?
And then she wonders why I say I don't sing. I can't stand the sound of my own voice.
I don't think anyone really can. I was part of a podcast for a long while before joining the Moles, and like you get over it very quickly after like your first sort of like editing duty. You hear yourself and you're just like, oh no, cringe. But after a few episodes, you're like, okay, fine, just bite the bullet.
Pretty sure Barry White was happy with his voice.
Or Morgan Freeman. I'm pretty sure he's
I sound like an octave higher than I do in my head. It's weird.
Well, that's the whole thing. There is the way you hear. You don't actually hear through your ears when you're talking. You hear through the bone, so you sound.
No, but dude, it freaks me out. I'm like, when did I become a cartoon character? No.
Oh, I know I sound like crap, so I don't need But anyway, guys, what we need to do is have the Molemen, if you can please, just tell us and tell our fans where they can find us.
Okay, so
Social media men, go!
you can find us on YouTube. Just search for The Molecast and look for that purple icon. You've got us on Facebook as The Molecast, Twitter as The Molecast, and Instagram as The Molecast. It's nice to have a very unique name we can throw out there and use over and over again.
And Twitch even for the Molecast as well. That's great.
And it's purple, man. Purple's a thing.
Yeah, look for the purple Molemen.
We have to find the purple color that is the Moleman purple. And it's quite simply the only shade of purple they had available at the time.
Otherwise, they find the SA Geeks purple, and it's completely wrong then.
Because we're purple too.
different purple.
Yeah, but yours is a better purple. It's not the randomly available one.
Yeah.
Our purple is whatever purple was available at the time.
Well, now it's stuck. You got no choice.
Exactly.
Right, choose.
We're on Twitch too.
Oh, there you go. You see, he forgot one.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's also the Molecast, so.
With the purple logo.
Tunas, where can we find you?
You can also find me on Twitch at Geekoscopy. It's on my cap in case you need to.
See,
just
we gotta do caps, man.
You gotta
do caps.
Unless you're on Twitch, in which case I'm not going to do that. Just invert.
I like it.
Just look at your phone in the mirror, and then you'll be able to see it. Go back.
It's an activity.
Interactivity.
That's great. Fans getting a selfie with you.
No,
It's great.
do it
Yeah.
too.
Gotta do what? I can't
It's
find.
become a thing. You gotta do it.
It's tradition now. Okay.
Oh no.
It's
Our tradition.
Okay,
You gotta
alright,
do
so
it.
if-
You gotta.
If you don't
You gotta
want to do the homework and look at it in the mirror, then you can find the easy answers at the end of the book, which is that. So now you can see
Hey.
Mirror universe.
mirror universe.
Yeah.
But you gotta
Hey,
You look exactly the same but different.
indeed. Yeah.
Did he just grow goatee quickly and turn evil?
I think so.
Where did this thing even go?
What?
Jeez.
Oh no, it's Darkest Timeline!
Well, no, it's timeline 6 in the community episode.
At Geekoscopy, all over the internet, in the good places at least.
Yeah. That's where you find tunes, Geekoscopy, all over the internet. Yes, SA Geeks, you find. You just look for the SA Geeks. We are also all over the internet.
also with the purple logo.
Also with the purple logo. The only difference is ours is purple, black, and white. And our name is in a big circle, so it's hard to miss. But
Okay, so
It's
our
not.
logo is purple, black, and white, and is in a big circle.
Kevin, show the audience your breasts.
It looks a little like that. A little like that. Oh, that's just a straight Moleman logo.
Where's the mug? Where's the mug?
Miles away.
Oh wait.
Hey!
There we go.
Now, our logo is very different from that. It's fine. It's nothing to say. But you can find us, obviously, right there on Twitch if you're watching us on Twitch. If, however, you are watching us on YouTube, you can find us on Twitch.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Wait. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yes, TikTok is a bit of a...
I am too old to go into TikTok.
Just learn all the dances, Carrot.
That's why we say TikTok's a bit icky for us because, you know...
We haven't done anything weird in a while.
Yeah, I don't really
either.
feel like things like that. I need to be spontaneous on stream or just like spontaneous, so it doesn't work like that. But anyway, Molemen, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank
we
you.
are going to go and
Thanks for having us.
Dylan, technical difficulty.
And
we're going to go and rank. I don't know who that is, but we're going to have the Molemen, well, 3 of the Molemen dancing and one of them looking
Left.
You weren't there, man. You don't know.
I don't. It's true.
The technical difficulties dance.
And we're on our way in 7, 6, 5. Remember, guys, as always, keep it geeky.